Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Brenda's Musings. So today I want to talk about fear and how it holds us back, and maybe some steps on how we can move forward and get through the fear, and certainly what it allows to happen on the other side of it. So whether you are afraid of, making a fool of yourself, or you're afraid of heights, or you're afraid of spiders or snakes, or you're afraid of just taking that first step because you don't know where it's gonna take you. Whatever your fear is, and there are 20 gazillion that I haven't even mentioned, but whatever that fear is, working through it and getting over it allows you to move forward, because fear stops us, right? It holds us back. It holds us back from either accomplishing something or from proving to ourselves that we can do something, or it's just something like that's so irrational that it just totally immobilizes us. And our brain rationalizes it, right? But in the real world, it doesn't make sense. So I think with a lot of things, it starts with baby steps, right? It starts with, if you're afraid of spiders, for example. I have a daughter who's like frightened to death of spiders. And, being in the room with a spider is enough to kind of put her over the edge. But if she's in a room with a spider and she knows the spider's there, that's one thing. If she can see the spider, that's another thing. If she can see the spider at one moment and then she can't see it the next, that's a whole other kettle of fish. So what happens is our minds then start to make up all these stories, right? All those what ifs come into play. What if, the spider is now on the floor? What if the spider is now, crawling towards me? What if the spider is crawling up my leg? What if the spider's on my shoulder? What if? And it doesn't matter what the fear is. The same thing. Like, what if I put myself out there and I screw up? What if I put myself out there in whatever way, it is for you? But what if I put myself out there and I know that I can do it, but I screw up? What if I put myself out there and people laugh when they're not supposed to be laughing? What if I put myself out there and they don't laugh when they are supposed to be laughing? We do that what if game to ourselves, and then we psych ourselves out. And that's basically what fear is we've psyched ourselves out for some reason. And sometimes it's because people have told us things that we've begun to believe. Sometimes it's us telling ourselves something over and over and over again until we believe it. Sometimes, you've seen somebody else do something and they've had a particular result, and so you just automatically take that on as that's going to be the result that you're going to have. Sometimes we can even talk ourselves into like that whole self-fulfilling prophecy, right? I was doing a dance thing tonight, and we had to go on TV, and I screwed up. Like, I totally missed the steps. And before I did it, I said to myself, you've got to pay attention or you're going to miss the step. And my mind then went on a whole, if you, do this, then this will happen. And sure enough, I missed a step. It was a totally self-fulfilling prophecy, because had I just been focused on what it was I was supposed to be doing and not the what if, I wouldn't have missed that step. I'm sure of that. So, we play these games with ourselves. Like our minds are just so crazy. So this is what I suggest. And I'll be talking about fear again because it's very, very real for a lot of us. This is what I suggest is look at the fear, look at what it is. And first of all, figure out where it's coming from. And then figure out if there's just one tiny step that you can take to get over it. Just one tiny, tiny step, like looking at the spider. And that's what I'm using for the day. Have a great one, everyone.